Barney Wright, editor of Total Sea Fishing magazine, and I'm here today at the Tubeology stand at the Tackle and Gun show with a good friend Andy Kitchener, who's got a wonderful product and a company called Tubeology. I've been using these lures for some time now, and I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed. However, you've come out with something new, haven't you?
Oh yes.
Can you tell me about it and tell your viewers what you've got?
Yeah, what we've done is taken the Tubeology system one step further and produced ready-made flies. So here we've got a sand eel, something that you'll know quite well. Add a few fish with.
Very realistic. I mean, once that's in water, that is going to imitate a sand eel beautifully. If you can imagine that wet, look just like a sand eel. Fantastic.
But unlike traditional systems, if the water's a little bit coloured, the tide's running out, we can literally swap the heads. We can actually give these things a little bit of colour. So here we have a fluorescent head on. That same sand eel is now able to have a real target point for the fish. If
Not
we
just
need
the
to get
eyes
it deeper,
Yep.
we can put a bigger head on. We can go to a complete extreme. We can make this thing really dive quickly to get to the bigger fish. And that's what it's all about, it's flexibility. And literally the angler can take these off the shelf and go fishing the same day.
So, just for your viewers, would you mind putting one together so they can be absolutely sure how to build this thing? Although it's very, very simple, it's still nice for people to be shown.
Real simple. We simply put our tube on the fly here, hook wherever is relevant for the fish. So if we've got a head biting fish, we'll have the hook to the front.
Yep.
Tail biting fish, we'll have the hook at the rear. If it's middle biting fish, we'll just put it in the middle. Our line simply threads through onto the hook. The minute the fish bites, the hook stays in the fish's mouth and this rides away.
So you've got nothing to dehook it, nothing.
No leverage, we're fighting the fish. We're not actually trying to pull the lure out of its mouth. It simply rides away and we fight.
So it couldn't be simpler, could it really?
Can't be any simpler. And these things, highly mobile. Unlike traditional lures, the wooden, the metals, the plastics, because these are made of synthetic materials, they won't soak up water. Fish hits them and it will just keep attacking them till it literally finds that hook, because it sees it as a natural fish in the water, but it can't grab hold of it. It will just keep fighting and biting.
There's nothing to stop it from being hooked up. And you've got all the different colours. I see that you've got the nice brass coloured one for the weight. What's the biggest weight for this particular one?
We've got 5 gram weights that we can put on, but if we were using this actually on a regular boat rod, we could in fact start putting in inline weights. So we could screw on an inline weight and actually put a head on this thing with a fluorescent orange colour, and it'll look a bit garish but gives you the principle. Or we could take it to the next extreme. We can turn this fly into a jig fly, where we actually put on a spinner, and there's our fly, and we can jig. We can imitate
very free spinning, isn't it?
Whole school of bait fishing.
Some excellent engineering going on here.
It's very, very simple, but very, very clever.
Well, you can clearly see how simple this technology is and how much fun it is to build your own lures in a matter of moments. You've got your opportunity to build any colour, any style, with spinners, without spinners, weighted heads, eyes, different colours. I mean, it's all there in one little box. But that's not all, because you've actually come out with some more.
Yeah, we decided there's, as well as flies and traditional lures, we've got epoxy based. So if you look at these are a hybrid. It's something like a traditional lure, but with lots of mobility in the tail. So here we've got something, it looks like a bait fish. Absolutely get crucified in both salt water and fresh water.
You've got a multitude of colours there too, haven't you?
Yeah. If you look at them, you've got traditional salt water, traditional freshwater patterns. Here you've got a traditional perch. When the young fry are out, the perch absolutely hammer it. You've got rainbows, go onto the big reservoirs, you get the ferox, you get the large rainbows, absolutely crucify these.
I think you'll pretty much catch anything to me.
Yeah, but again, we looked even further. I mean, you'll know these.
Yeah.
Traditional flying seas, really, really simple. Unlike normal flying seas, they're again based on the tube. The hook sits in the rear, so literally the hook, as soon as you get a bite, will ride away.
That's
so
a good idea.
No leverage. imagine you're on a kayak, you haven't got much space for kit. Wouldn't it be nice if you could simply swap your lures around? You could actually change the colours. Again, we can change the heads, or even we could change the blades. That blade is too small, I want a bigger blade. We can put on another blade. We could even get really, really silly. And what we want to do here is put a heavier flying C out with multiple blades, imitating that school of spinners, school of fish. Changing the colours is as simple as this. So for our boat angler, literally on a kayak, not much space, we've got millions of variations in a very, very simple, easy to use kit.
And as far as I can see, the only complicated thing, which isn't even complicated in itself, is tying the hook on.
That's the hard bit.
That's all you've got to do, tie the hook, retie it.
Unfortunately,
and all the kits come supplied with hooks too?
The kits come supplied with hooks, but you can put your own hooks in if you've got a special preference. So if you look at the flies, they all come with the hooks already put in packs.
Fantastic.
Ready to fish.
And there you have it. A whole array of fantastic lures. Great fun. They catch fish, not the angler. And you're going to have hours and hours of fun with these. I know I have. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you very much, Barney.